Welcome back to the second segment of Ego, Instinct, and Evolution. I hope that all of you have already watched the first segment where I spoke fairly extensively about what is contained in the introduction to the Living with Reality book, about the ego, its genesis, its role, how it impacts us, how it creates patterns, why they're destructive, and why the ego has resistance to change. I also talked about how this is the time and that we are here to support the ego to transform rather than to kill it off. If you haven't watched that yet, I invite you to do it now. We are now into the second segment of this module where we are going to be doing some deep healing work with the ego. And we're also going to be introducing some further hypnotherapeutic tools that you can observe and that eventually you will be learning. But the purpose of this segment isn't so much training as it is healing on the collective level. So before I ask James to help us to go into a state of relaxation, I hear the ego speaking, and I'm going to give it voice, let it have its say so that it doesn't block us from continuing. So, we've asked Erica to speak for us, and for this moment at least, I will be voicing the ego. So, speaking as the ego, I'm afraid.
What are you afraid of?
Disappearing.
I can understand that fear.
You talk about me evolving, but you don't really need me. If you have higher consciousness telling you what to do, you really don't need your ego to tell you you have to go to the bathroom. I mean, you could get that from higher consciousness. Listen to the source, and then you'll know, what do you really need me for? I think it's all a bluff to get me out of the way.
You know, I understand that you have a very important role and that you've been overused and abused. And so that, of course, you wouldn't know your place anymore. But you do have a place. And I do not want you to disappear. We do not want you to disappear. How would we know? How would we differentiate ourselves one from another if it were not for the ego?
Why do you need to? You can just ask Source what to do. I've read the end of the book. I know where this is going. This is all, you're just trying to con me into relaxing. You know, I know you're kind. I've been around a long time. I've seen these gurus, you know. They keep talking about overcoming, transcending. You know, they want to go into the oneness. By the end of the book, you can ask the source everything. You don't need me. It's a fraud. I don't trust anybody.
Well, we are not returning to the amorphous blob. We are all evolving, ego included, and you are welcome to come along.
I detect a little anger.
I think it's really more a matter of being strong with you, ego. You've been out of control, and we've supported you to be out of control. But we need to take each other by the hand and move forward together.
Fraud. I ask you, is there anyone here who believes her? Don't you really want to get rid of me?
No, we don't. I like being differentiated. I don't want to go back to the oneness altogether. I like being alive. And
I do too. I like feeling the experience of the sun on my skin and seeing beauty in the world. And I need you for that. I don't need you to do all the things that I've been asking you to do all these years, though. Which is probably what has you not want to trust me now. But I'm asking you to trust.
Trust? Trust? Distrust is my middle name. Even she said life is a struggle.
It is.
Well, that's my point. If I don't grab those resources, let's face it, there isn't enough to go around. You're just fooling yourself. Wait till you have a hungry moment and see how in the flow you are. Sure, you're full of it.
Aren't you tired of feeling so anxious?
Me anxious? What gives you the impression that I'm anxious?
Oh. You grab the resources because you feel they're going to be passing you by in some way.
Well, aren't they going to?
Not in the,
Pollyanna,
not in the one.
nanner, Pollyanna banana.
I know that I've experienced relaxation around resources that may seem like they're dwindling, because in the oneness I can relax. That's what we're asking you to join us. Aren't you tired?
You're all my enemy. I can tell. I'm smart, very smart.
Aren't you tired of having enemies?
It's reality. That's the book. Living with reality. Get it. Wake up. Smell the sewage.
The reality is there's also partnership and love.
Yeah, la-di-la, la-di-la. I've seen those partnership and love people. They meditate. Ha! And 2 minutes later, what are they like? Come on. People who say they love each other ripping their eyes out. Nah.
But there's also love there too. It's both. It's not just ripping your eyes out.
If that's love, who needs it? I'm not going to be gullible. No way.
I don't think it's love, it's ego. It's you.
You mean you're blaming me for that?
Well, I think it's something that we do together, but I do believe that it's something that we have done that's destructive to both of us.
You think that's the only way to survive, and it's not.
You have a tendency to...
Finish your sentence.
With your evolution, we're both going to evolve, and it's going to be wonderful.
I never heard of the ego evolving. I think that's the silliest concept I've...
Book.
There you go.
That's all we can talk about.
You also have a habit of looking at the dark side of things.
We need to be a little bit more in the circle if we're going to talk on the mic and expect us to pick up. And I can't audit it. I can't hear.
Okay, that's a good point. So if you're going to speak, stand up and move closer to the microphone.
Yeah.
Everybody be willing to stand up and speak.
Right.
Okay. So, Christopher, you were saying?
Well, you have a tendency to look at the dark side of things. You have a bad habit of doing that. Even so bad that you can deny the very thing that is contrary to that standing right in front of you.
I'm not looking at the dark side of things. I'm just telling the truth.
How long have you been partnering with the dark side?
Well, I mean, a natural ally, you know. That's, is there any, haven't you been talking about oneness? Well, I've been one with the dark side for a long time.
It shows.
That's insulting. That's judgmental. There she goes, judging me. You all have it out for me. I hate you.
We all have it in for you. We want you.
You're doing me in. That's right. That's right.
So has all this fear and paranoia made you happy? All this negativity and cynicism made you happy? All this separateness?
It's made me safe. You should know that.
Safe?
Safe.
Alone, isolated, vulnerable to attack? With all those threats out here?
Yeah, but I never let down my guard. They'll never fool me.
And look what you're missing out on. You block out all the good stuff.
No, I get ice cream and sex and, cocaine. I get all the good stuff. All you have is drudgery, work, consciousness. What a bore.
Everything you mentioned is followed by a downer. Cocaine, sugar, whatever. It's followed by a downer.
Yeah, but I leave when the down comes. You have to put up with it in your bodies, but I just take off. I just get the high.
You're still there. You're always there. You're always there. You know that.
Are you trying to make me admit that my life sucks?
Yes. You know it sucks. You just acknowledged it.
I did?
Yes, you did.
I didn't hear it. Did I say that?
To make you admit that your life sucks.
I knew it was a trick, you see?
Would you like your life to stop sucking? Yeah, that's a yes. Come out of all that misery and pain.
Maybe.
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 Here.
Maybe.
Think of all the pain and fear you've been experiencing all this time.
All that isolation.
Whereas together with Erica here, she can comfort you. Yes. We feel compassion for you.
I hate that. I don't want anyone to feel compassion for me. I'm a big guy. I'm a big boy now.
Of course you're.
I don't want anyone to feel compassion for me. That makes me small. I don't like that.
It helps you grow up. Now you can grow up. You've got support.
She's talking to me like I'm a baby. I don't like that.
But doesn't the idea of growing up appeal? You don't have to stay stuck. Haven't you been stuck at 2 for a very long time?
Yeah, but I have an atom bomb.
A bomb?
I had a bomb. I have an atom bomb. I may be 2, but I have the atom bomb.
And isn't that a little lonely to have only an atom bomb?
It's a big bomb.
It'll never be big enough.
That's for sure.
Well, I have a hydrogen bomb. I have cluster bombs.
They're never enough.
You can't cuddle with an atom bomb.
You can't feel loved by an atom bomb or a hydrogen bomb for that matter.
You could kill yourself.
Yeah?
I don't know what to do.
Come with us.
Yeah.
Reach out your hand.
Yeah, Erica will comfort you.
Lay it all down. Come and cuddle.
I'm willing to try.
Good.
Good for you.
Good.
Don't condescend. I'm a big boy.
I
Try
am
together.
that too.
You're a big boy too.
I am that too. I've
We're
had all
scared
that
too.
pain and
Yeah.
fear. I have all that too.
Okay. Oh, try. I'll do a little bit. But if I don't like it, I'm going home. I'm gonna take my marbles home.
If you don't like it, we'll talk about it some more.
Before you go home.
Talk.
We'll support you some more.
Support.
We'll love you.
You're a bunch of weaklings.
You've already admitted your life sucks. So if you take your marbles and go home, you're going to be all alone, separate and alone, and your life will suck again.
Not if I keep control over everybody.
But that's impossible. You can't control everybody and everything.
I can't?
Nope, it's impossible.
You can't control anybody.
I thought I did.
I think it can.
You mean I don't?
You don't.
You mean I don't control everything and everybody?
Nope.
You mean they lied to me when they gave me the job?
Yep.
They did.
I'm going to the boss.
Go for it.
This is not what I signed up for, to be humiliated in front of people.
Who's the boss?
Him.
The source?
Yeah.
Go ahead, complain to the source.
I'm gonna.
Good idea.
I was told that I was gonna be in charge down here, and you're just embarrassing me and making me look small.
Alone and afraid.
You're telling me I don't have any power, and I feel foolish.
That was your friend, the dark side, talking to you.
Well, isn't the dark side God? I read it in the book.
No.
The dark side is not God.
Not the source.
They tricked you. Look, your life has sucked.
I don't get it. She said that even the dark side is
Just
God.
one aspect of God, just like you're an aspect of God and we're an aspect of God. But it's not God.
Not God.
Just a thinker.
So the dark side is not your friend. They lied to you.
They all, see, didn't I tell you? You can't trust anyone.
No, you can't trust the dark side.
Wow.
Okay. The ego is gone as far as it can at the moment. Let us begin.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you.
Did anyone identify with that ego?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Erica, were you sitting here?
I was sitting there and she was sitting there. I'll go there. I can't see.
Okay. James, why don't you put us and the ego in a state of relaxation so that we can have some fun?
Okay, let's do that. Everybody please get settled. Get yourself in a nice relaxed position. Okay, looks like we might have had a little tension in that encounter that we've just had. So I'd like now to invite you to clench your hands into fists, extend your arms straight out, tense up the muscles, squeeze your eyes tight shut, make a face, tense up the abdomen, tense up every muscle of the body. Feel the tension, intensify it, and drop those arms and relax. Just releasing all that tension. Just feel it flowing out of you as you're relaxing more deeply now than before. Be aware of your breathing. Allow your breathing to be long and slow and deep. And now imagine that each exhalation is like a relaxing stream of energy flowing from your eyes down through your body all the way to your toes and out, washing away all tensions, relaxing away all cares. And each and every breath is a relaxing stream that takes you ever deeper in relaxation. I'd like you to imagine that you're floating on a cloud that's like a large feather bed, high above the earth, just drifting and floating along, feeling so peaceful. And as you look down on the earth, you notice that there's a very peaceful place in nature that's very attractive to you. And you notice that there's a blanket on the ground. And so now imagine that the cloud now begins to drift you downward toward that blanket. Drifting ever deeper down in relaxation as you're drifting down, down, down toward the blanket. And allow the cloud now to gently deposit your body onto the blanket. And imagine your body just sinking down into that blanket. Just sinking down and letting go. Sinking down, letting go. As you're now utterly relaxing. Feeling deeply relaxed. Deeply at peace. In this peaceful place in nature. And while you're in this deeply relaxed state, it's very easy and natural to be aware of anything that exists in your inner world.
I'd like to have 2 volunteers come up front. There should be a second chair up here.
Yes, right here.
Who feels that they are the 2 volunteers for this section? Okay. Come right up.
Ego collusion.
We're going to begin with Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, we'd like you to share with us, while you're in this relaxed state, where you are more able to connect to what is in the unconscious mind, let us know what were the circumstances of your birth. Tell us what was the condition of your parents, the other kids.
The condition of my parents was they had 8 children already. They felt strung out financially, emotionally, physically. They were surprised when Mom was pregnant with me, because before they realized she was pregnant, the doctor had told her she had a tumor. So there were mixed feelings when the realization was that she was pregnant instead of having a tumor. Now we're talking about before we did a redo? Mm-hmm. Okay. There were some blaming feelings going on between my dad and Mom, as far as Mom was upset with Dad, was, how could you do this? And Dad was like, well, how could you get pregnant? Because neither one of them wanted another child.
She was blaming him for
wanting sex.
Okay.
And he was blaming her for getting pregnant.
That's not entirely accurate. I want you to go back. Everything else was fine until you got to the part about what your parents were blaming each other for. So now in this deeply relaxed state, I'd like you to allow something different to come to mind.
Was there something in regards to somebody didn't take responsibility?
Yes.
And was Dad was upset with Mom for not taking responsibility?
No.
The other way around?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What was he supposed to be responsible for?
Was she wanting him to use protection?
What form of birth control were they using?
Well, probably just condoms. No, rhythm, that's it?
Withdrawal?
Withdrawal.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were Catholic and they weren't supposed to be using.
Ah, there you go. He was supposed to withdraw.
Yeah.
And she was supposed to be keeping track. And so he was blaming her for being off in her calculation. She was blaming him for not withdrawing fast enough. What was happening to their feeling about their sacred union, their sexual connection?
Well, it was deteriorating in regards to, they were so concerned with having that withdrawal, or it's almost like creating a separateness.
Right.
So the connection didn't happen because they were too concerned about the possible result.
Exactly. So their sexual relationship had become few and far between and was always fraught with anxiety and the possibility of blaming one another for the negative outcome. And what were you feeling as, I know this is kind of metaphorical, but I want us to start here as though this were actually real. What were you feeling as you were sitting up there watching these two people?
Why the hell would I want to go into that? There's no love there. There's no welcoming of a baby. There's no openness. There's just stress. There's no room for me.
What did you feel then drew you in to incarnation? You're saying, why would I want this?
Well, it would make me grow.
A noble reason, but not it. A baby has to fight for life. Why did you go?
Did I have a pact?
With whom?
Dad is coming to mind.
What was your pact with Dad?
What is coming to mind? The first thought was something around keeping him alive, preventing him from suicide.
Something in that neighborhood, kind of, you were going to be the one who was going to save him from his depression.
So that's why I came down?
Well, and could you save him from depression?
I don't think I could save him from depression, but I would say things to him that would get him off the couch.
Right, but you didn't save him from depression.
No.
What aspect of you thought you could actually save him?
My ego?
That's right. So let's have a conversation. Christopher, are you awake? Okay. Let's have your ego, which is sitting in the other chair, have a conversation with you where you're saying, I don't want to go in there. And the ego, your ego, is going to have something to say.
I don't want to go in there.
It's not a nurturing place for a child.
It is not a nurturing place for a child. I don't want to do that. What a way to go into the world.
Okay, ego, take it away.
I seem to be blocked.
Okay, I'll do it for now until you can take it over. Sure, you want to go in there. This is the perfect situation for us.
Perfect? Why perfect?
Well, because no one else has done it. Look, there's your mother, there's the other 8 children. Nobody's been able to do this. We have the gift. We will really shine in this situation. I think this is perfect. Let's go.
I'm not going to save him.
Well, we don't exactly have to save him, but we can make everybody look admiringly at us.
There's still not enough love and support. Why would I want to do that?
You don't need that. We don't need that. We have each other. I think this is really exciting. Don't we like a challenge? Don't you want to grow?
This doesn't feel like the right reason.
I can't think of a better reason. I mean, we could become, oh yeah, love. You know, we could become really important. Really important. And this is just the beginning. I want you to look off into the horizon about where this leads. I mean, your father is the beginning. There are hundreds, perhaps thousands of needy people who are waiting for you that you can save. I mean, you can go into nursing homes and bring cheer. You could...
You'll be a legend.
You could be a legend. You might meet men who desperately need saving and... I think it would be great. Let's go. Wimp. You can't just hover. We've got to make a decision. The moment is going to pass. You're going to blow it. How long do we have? A few seconds. I see he's coming. It looks like he's going to let loose by accident. This is our chance. This is our one and only chance. Let's do it.
It's exactly what you need to learn.
I don't want to.
I know, that's why you have to go.
Come on, let's go.
Would you want to be alive?
This is no fun.
Yeah.
You want to keep waiting for a slot?
I'd rather be destitute in some third world country instead.
That's right. You could be mentally ill.
Physically handicapped.
Make some conditions. It won't always be that way in that family.
They'll get over it.
They'll see you as a jewel and spoil you.
And after all, you will be helping your father.
Well, if you're not a more powerful no, I'm going and I'm dragging you with me. So we're just going poof. Okay? You didn't fight hard enough, you're there. It's done. Okay. Who is going to represent Elizabeth's mother?
I was last time.
Yeah.
I guess it's
It feels like it's Helen.
a continuation of last time.
Okay, Mom. You think you have a tumor. Why do you want to believe that you have a tumor?
Well, because I have 8 kids already. Maybe if I have a tumor, they'll cut it out.
And then you won't be able to get
Right.
pregnant ever again.
To get pregnant, it won't be my fault. I'll still be a good Catholic.
Ooh, and then you and your
My husband would be happier. We could have sex, you know, without worrying about it, and I could reconnect to him more.
right. Well, that's really good.
Yeah, a lot of reasons I can think of. I'd rather believe it were a tumor.
Mm-hmm. So tell Elizabeth that she's a tumor.
You're a tumor.
Thank God you're a tumor.
Thank God you're a tumor.
I'm a human being. I'm not a tumor.
Uh-oh.
I don't want
Surprise! A big accident! A baby, huh?
Nah, it can't be.
Can't be a baby. It's gotta be a tumor. The doctor said it was a tumor.
Doctors are human. They're not God.
Talk to, I think you need to talk to your husband about this.
Okay. Who's my husband?
Who's her husband? Okay.
Am I supposed to come up?
Yeah, come on. Because the first thing is that Mom needs to have a conversation with Dad about how she thinks it's a tumor, but she's scared that it may not be.
Why don't you put him a little bit more so you can see him?
Yeah, why don't you go right there?
Yeah, come on around.
There we go.
It'll cut James out of the picture, but it'll be fun.
That's okay. I'll be right behind Daddy.
Honey, I need to talk to you.
Okay.
I'm getting a message from this tumor that it's not a tumor at all, it's a baby.
What? No. What would make you say a thing like that?
Well, it moves.
Well, but the doctor said it was a tumor. It could be still still growing. I don't know. I mean, I'm a farmer. I don't know about stuff like this.
I don't think tumors kick.
Oh God. Well, how could this be? I pulled out in plenty of time.
Well, apparently not, honey. You've got some strong sperm. I don't know.
Obviously, you guys are fertile. You're a stud.
Okay, Richard said, weren't you counting?
Okay, weren't you counting? You know, the rhythm method that, you know, that we used, weren't you counting?
Well, what the hell do you mean, wasn't I counting?
That's what I mean. It's your job to keep track of the damn days.
It's your job to pull out.
I did that.
You didn't do that.
I did too.
You did not.
Well, I did. It's your job to keep track of the
swam
days.
through the air and dived in?
Well, apparently it did. And when's the last time? It was a long time ago.
What do you mean?
I mean, we don't have sex on a regular basis, so how could this be? Even. Can you remember the last time? And you're supposed to keep track of that kind of stuff anyway, and then let me know.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I mean, you know, I know it's been a long time. I didn't want to say no.
You look upset. What are you upset about?
I don't want a baby either, but I want to connect to you.
Well, we're both so overwhelmed. How's another baby going to help that?
I don't know. Maybe it'll be a nice baby.
I think you need to address the baby now. Are you ready to acknowledge that it's not a tumor, or are you still?
I mean, I know it's not, because it kicks. I know, you know, I've been here before 8 times.
I don't care what the doctors say.
I don't care what the doctor says, I know I'm pregnant. So, I don't know what to say to you, baby.
God damn it, why did you have to show up now?
Okay, God damn it, why did you have to show up now?
My ego drug me here. I'm here now. What are you gonna do?
Well, I can't do a thing. I'm Catholic.
Well, then you're stuck with me.
Yeah, and you're stuck with me.
Looks that way.
An old, tired, irritable mother. Who doesn't want a baby. And a dad who doesn't want a baby either. An old, tired, irritable dad who doesn't want a baby too.
What are you going to ask of her?
What are you going to ask of me?
Oh no, what are you going to ask of her?
Oh. Well, don't be too much trouble. That's really all I can ask, is that you not be too much trouble.
In other words, stay out of your hair.
Well, stay out of my hair and don't be too needy and help when you're big enough to help. And be nice to Dad.
I guess I'll do what I can.
That's not what you're feeling, Elizabeth.
No, I want to create a ruckus. You're the one that, you two created something here. Take responsibility and give me love. I'm going to demand love.
I'm tired of being good.
Tired of what?
Of being good.
I'm tired of being good.
I don't want to be good.
I don't want to be good.
I'm not good.
I'm not good.
I'm me.
I'm just me. I want to be me.
Well, that sounds fair. I mean, I know you're not asking too much. It's what anybody should be entitled to. I just hope I'm up for it.
I don't think she's at that place yet, Helen.
I'm not ready to accept that she's entitled to want that.
No.
Okay, well, you know, if you are going to insist on, you could leave now, you know. You could go back on your own.
It's not too late.
It's not too late.
That didn't feel right now.
Well, I'm not going to welcome you if you're going to push your way in.
Right, I'm not going to welcome you. If you're going to push your way in, I don't know what I'm going to have to offer you. I would think about it if I were you.
Someone else needs to come up now. Who is it?
Am I here?
Now, who are you, Rose? Elizabeth, who is she?
You can't see Ron.
Bob was the name that came into my mind.
Who?
There you go.
Bob.
Bob is the brother. Okay, I don't think it's Bob. I think it's a sister.
Sharon?
Yeah.
So do I tell Sharon we're having another baby that I don't want?
No, she and Sharon are going to have a conversation.
Okay.
So Sharon, Mom and Dad don't want me. They're too tired. But I don't want to go through this whole process again. I'd rather just stay.
Well, I know they're tired. They can barely keep up with the rest of us. But you won't be alone. We're here. I'm here.
Now, is that how Sharon felt?
That's how I saw her.
That's how you saw her.
Yeah.
What is that?
But that's not how she felt. Sharon, how do you really feel?
Damn, one more kid in this house.
You've got to be kidding.
Are you serious? I mean, we don't get anything from them as it is. We're all fighting for ourselves. There just isn't room.
You have no right.
You really don't have any right. You're just taking away from us, and we don't have enough as it is.
Go back where you came from.
Go back while you can. Think about us.
I'm going to get stuck with taking care of you.
Yeah, it's going to be my job to take care of you. Mom and Dad can't do it. And then I'm not going to have any life. I'll never get out of here.
Go away.
Go away. I want a life too.
Well, I feel torn because I want to go, but this is where I feel like I need to be.
Who says?
It's just a feeling.
I think you're being selfish.
Yeah, Dad, tell her how selfish she's being.
You're just thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about the rest of us. How it's going to affect your brothers and sisters, and your mom, and me. All you're thinking about is what you want.
Mom, what do you have to say?
I agree.
Or I'll just fucking go! Nobody wants me anyways, I won't come.
Who do you need to talk to?
God?
Mm-hmm. Who's God?
I don't think anybody feels confident in stepping into that role, Beth, so I think it's delegated to you. Sorry.
I'm the default.
Yes, you are.
No one else fails?
You are the default.
The God default.
Okay.
So, Elizabeth, what do you want to say to God? What do you want to say to God?
So God, I don't want to stay here.
You made your bed, lie in it.
God, they don't want me.
Well, most kids aren't wanted. Get over yourself.
I don't want to. They're all telling me to go back.
Well, have some backbone. Boy, this is a compassionate God, isn't it? I mean, I'm stunned by how compassionate I am. You got yourself into this, kid. Play it out.
God damn it. I can still go back.
Well, suit yourself.
Now I just feel confused.
It's not that hard to die. People do it all the time. If I had $1 for every human being who said that they didn't want to be here, I'd be rich.
What's the purpose?
Make up your own mind. Stop turning to other people to decide for you. Don't even ask me.
I just feel so alone.
Wah, wah, wah.
Then fine. I'll find my backbone and I'll go and stay.
Aha. What do you want to say?
Tough shit, guys. I'm coming.
I am meant to exist.
I am meant to exist.
I want you to tell everybody here that you are meant to exist, even God.
I am meant to exist. I am meant to exist. I'm meant to exist. I am meant to exist. I am meant to exist. I am meant to exist. I'm meant to exist. I am meant to exist. I'm meant to exist. I am meant to exist. I am meant to exist. I'm meant to exist. I'm meant to exist. I'm meant to exist. I'm meant to exist. God, I'm meant to be here.
So stop trying to push me out. Say
So
that.
stop trying to push me out.
If I weren't meant to exist, I wouldn't be here, would I?
If I'm not meant to exist, I wouldn't be here, would I?
I don't run this planet.
I don't run this planet.
You do.
You do.
And I'm not going to feel ashamed
And I'm not going to feel ashamed
for existing.
for existing.
And I'm not going to be the good girl.
And I'm not going to be the good girl.
And I'm not going to save my dad.
And I'm not going to save my dad.
And I'm not going to save anybody.
I'm not going to save anybody.
I invite everyone to repeat these words, line by line after Elizabeth, because this could be you. How many of you were born from parents who really could not handle another child? Yeah.
Everyone's raising their hand.
Just about.
How many parents had children that couldn't handle another child?
Yeah. How many parents even who wanted children couldn't handle them? That includes pretty much everybody.
Emotionally prepared.
We have all been born at the wrong time to the wrong people for the wrong reasons. It's all wrong. Our parents had us from mistakes. Our parents had us because they thought that we would save their marriage. Our parents had us because we were a quickie in the middle of the night when they were both drunk. Our parents had us because we met at a bar, had sex, never met again.
Because the diaphragm failed.
Because the diaphragm failed. Because our parents wanted to impress somebody. Because they wanted to prove themselves that they could parent better than their parents. Because they wanted that feeling of warmth and completion that only a baby can give. Blah, da, blah, da, blah. Because mom didn't want to have to go out and get a job, and she was looking for a way to stay home and make dad support her.
Because they wanted to entertain the other baby so they would do less.
Right, right.
And some babies are born of rape.
And some babies are born of rape. How many of our parents had illusions about what our birth would bring them?
Oh, yes.
Almost all of them. Sure. I know I had illusions about.
How many of our parents had us because that was the thing to do?
Almost all of them.
Yeah.
Because we had a young mother, a teenage mom, who was lonely and was trying to fulfill herself as a woman. How many of us had children because they couldn't love each other and were looking for someone to love them? How many of us had parents who had us because they felt so insecure and incompetent in every way that they needed someone who was totally dependent on them to make themselves feel better?
How many parents had a baby because the other parent wanted one and they didn't want it at all?
They didn't want to lose the person.
How many women got pregnant to get married?
How many, well, I'm just going to repeat that. How many women got pregnant to get married? Not because they wanted the man, but because they wanted to be married. Because they wanted the dress, the ring, the wedding.
Or to get out of the house, their parents' house.
Yeah. To get out of their parents' house, that's right. Get pregnant so that you have to get married and get out of your parents' house.
And get welfare and get taken care of.
How many babies were born that were male till they got the female that they were looking for, or vice versa?
Right, it's the other one.
How many babies were born to parents who really thought they wanted them until they got there?
Yeah. And how many babies were born that were the wrong sex?
Or had the bad health?
Yeah.
Or had mental problems?
Physically deformed.
Physically deformed.
How many babies were born just because they were a competition to a sister or somebody in the neighborhood or some status place?
How many babies were born that were almost destined to starve to death?
Yeah, to create labor for the farm.
Yeah.
To populate the church.
Create new members.
Yeah, perpetuate the race.
Find yourself among these, or find another reason. To keep the husband.
To get rid of the husband.
To replace the husband. To flatter the husband. And when you have connected to that, to be the perfect number of children that they had in their heads, 2.3.
To go along with the white picket fence.
When you have found yourself in any scenario, let yourself feel what you did in order to have people take care of you.
Do you want to carry that theme on with Elizabeth? What did she do to have people take care of her and that family?
We know what Elizabeth did. She bit the good girl. She tried to get her dad over his depression. She was cute and helpless. What did you do? And speak up.
Very similar to Elizabeth, good boy. I was, you know, to bring the family together. That was my job, to make the family, you know, like to bring the family together, and I fit right into that role. good baby, sweet baby.
And how are you now, Todd? Are you still the good baby?
Well, I've been busted on that one, fortunately. But I haven't. I mean, that's been most of my life, being the good boy, being the good one and making everyone else the bad person. It's their fault, they're to blame, including my wife, my children, and I do that.
So you have, your ego
Yes.
has created a scenario for you where as long as you are not to blame, you deserve to exist.
Yes.
Excellent.
I'm the female version of that.
Okay. Miss Innocent.
Absolutely. Have to cry.
I was a colicky baby, so I had to be crying and upset and like there had to be something wrong so I could get attention.
And what was the mistake of your birth?
In that.
Yeah, I mean, your parents wanted to have another child.
They wanted another child. They didn't think they could have one. My mom was a little worried because she was going to be 35 at my birth. Could she handle it? Because everything was kind of smooth. My brother was 8, almost 9. And so with this, just, you know, she felt she could handle what she had. And then what would this do? Even though they tried for years, they wanted a baby girl. So it was mixed. Like, they didn't know it was going to be a girl ahead of time. So they were, I think, excited that they could have another baby. And at the same time, my mom was nervous because she handled it. So I don't know why I would have reacted that way.
Maybe you couldn't help yourself that you were a colicky baby.
Right.
Maybe your mom was excited, but you knew that her resources were slim. And so when you were colicky, you got real nervous about it.
And your mom gave you to the neighbor to take care of when you were bad, right?
Well, a lot of people came to help. The neighbor across the street was a nurse, and she'd come over for hours to give my mom a break. I don't know, my mom talked about my dad doing this with my brother. I don't know about me, but my dad used to come home on his lunch breaks. I know at least with my brother. But I don't know if it was, he could do it at lunch, but I'm sure all through the night he would be holding me. So I got a lot of resources from many people.
So you had to learn how to do what? Not be too demanding of your mother.
Right. Yes.
To find many other sources.
That's right. Yes.
So this is a beautiful example, because here's an example of people who really wanted to have another child, but who had limited resources. And so you learned how to get everybody to take care of you.
Yes.
And how did you do that?
I was cute.
Cute.
Kawaii ne, all the Japanese women said. That means cute. I was smart. I was good. I listened. Quiet.
Yes. And underneath all of that, as successful as that strategy was, what did you always fear?
That it wouldn't work?
That's right. That no matter what you did, no matter how cute, no matter how smart,
yes,
that you still were more trouble than your mother could handle.
Yes.
And that you would be what?
Her downfall?
And that, well, your father would never have thrown her out.
No, I would be the one to go.
Right, so that you would be fired.
I'd be fired. I'm laughing because I'm always to Beth like, I mean, not so much lately, but always in my job, it's like, I'm gonna be fired. I just know it. I'm gonna be fired. And she intuitively would be like, what? She just wouldn't be picking up on that at all. And then the next day I'd get like a raise or like a promotion. And always I'm like, I'm gonna be fired, but they're gonna fire me now.
That's right.
Really. I'm gonna lose my job now.
Right.
And my evaluation would come in and it would be stellar. But I knew, like, I can't top that now though. Next, I'm gonna be fired.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's the fruit. That you always had to scramble to prove your value because you knew intuitively that your mother really couldn't handle it, that you had to get everybody to take care of you, you had to make your mother proud, and underneath it all was this underlying anxiety that you were going to be fired. So you always had to surpass and surpass and surpass yourself. Your ego's way of surviving. Cool.
Was mine that I had to prove that I couldn't be cared for or my needs couldn't be met.
When people come into the scene, because it's not going to work to have people not in the picture when people are talking for an extended period of time. There you go.
Come in. Yeah, people are supposed to do that. Please do.
What, sit here maybe?
Yeah.
There, but Christopher, come over here. Come over here. Sit right here.
Well, I think mine might have been that I know that I had set up to prove that my mother couldn't care for my needs. And in that, I was always reaching desperately for my father to, which fundamentally never worked. So I learned a strategy, no matter how dysfunctional I am.
No, you learned a strategy that no matter how well you were doing, you had to continually make your father worried.
And no matter how well I was doing, I had to continue to make my father
worried, so that he would.
I don't see the well I was doing though.
You couldn't. You could never do well. You felt your mother wasn't functional, she was depressed.
Right.
You were always looking to get your father to take care of you. You couldn't have a moment where you felt okay, where things were going well. Every time things would go well, then that would threaten your ability to get your father to come in and take care of you.
So I would have to sabotage or
everything.
Go back, everything
Exactly.
all over again to start that all over again.
That's right.
Okay.
So your ego's strategy
really well.
is to sabotage your progress so that Dad will never forget that you need him.
Right.
Anyone else feel called to come up?
Okay, I know my mom had, and my father had, my sister and I 13 months apart, and my mom was very young, and I think her marriage was on shady terms as it was, because she got married because she was pregnant with my sister. So, it's interesting that I came along, isn't it? The hopes of keeping them together, I don't know. Or was it just a mere accident?
No, it wasn't a mere accident.
Oh, so it was the hopes of keeping them together?
No.
The hopes that... so my mom wouldn't be alone?
Yeah, it was more like, I know it almost sounds like the same thing, but the energy is different. It's more like the hopes that he would not be able to leave.
He wouldn't leave.
As opposed to that they would be together. It's that he couldn't leave. Do you see the difference in the way that feels?
Yes, I do.
There's no sense of, oh, this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful, harmonious. It's like he just can't leave.
He can't leave with 2 young girls, which he did, but he waited 4 years.
Another failed strategy, right?
Right.
So how does that impact you? Your survival was contingent upon proving to your mother that you could keep your father there.
Yeah. Which I didn't.
Right.
I think I tried to be my father's favorite. Or I was his favorite. I don't know if that's true. No. I was good? No, that didn't sound right either.
You could take his place?
I could take his place?
Yes.
Yeah. That's painful to admit, but that's true. Yeah.
And how have you played that out in your life?
Wow, that's interesting. Well, I think I tried to, I don't know what the word for it is, by taking my father's place, trying to I wouldn't leave. Is that it? I wouldn't leave?
You tried to take your stepfather's place?
I tried to take my stepfather's place.
Yeah. Of the being the provider of the loving support to her when you felt his withdrawal.
Oh, yeah.
It was hard for you to leave. And in your own family, have you ever tried to take your husband's place?
When have I? Yeah, it's like all the time, yes. Definitely do that, yeah. Yeah.
And if you can't be everything to those children?
I want to leave?
Then you're threatened.
Oh, then I'm threatened. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. That's changed for me, but there's
yes, that's what you've been healing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely on.
All right, very good. One more. Erica's had her hand up first.
Can you go this way?
Should Elizabeth go ahead and sit down?
Oh, okay.
No, Elizabeth can stay.
Okay.
Thanks, because she's going to lead us.
Oh, sweet chanting.
My job in being born was to prop up my mother, to I don't know, be her confidant, be, you know, there was some role, something exclusive to my mother, but I was supposed to make everything okay for everybody in the family, in a way. But my first duty was to my mother.
Mm-hmm. You're not specific enough. Keep going.
Okay. She was very nervous a lot of the time. She was prone to ulcers, nervous stomach. I think she was also prone to fantasy.
Your job was to keep an even keel and to pretend that you were calm.
That's right. Yes, my job was to keep an even keel and pretend that I was calm.
That's right. So she could have her emotions and everyone else could, but there would be one calm person in the group.
Right.
That's your presence is supposed to heal just because you're
That's right.
so
Just
calm.
Because I'm
so incredibly calm.
so incredibly calm.
Right. And are you incredibly calm?
Not without a lot of substance. No, that really feeds my food addiction.
Yeah.
All the time. Because the only way I can stay calm is to stay numb.
Yeah. Or stay invisible.
That's right.
If you're not going
Stay
to
out
be
of the
calm,
way.
stay out of sight.
That's
And when
right.
you show up calm.
That's right. Certainly don't need anything that can't be provided.
No. But I'd like you to say, I'm not calm.
I am not calm. It's an act.
All right, Christine, say, come up, come up. Nobody saw you before. The voice from the side.
She was on the video, actually.
Yeah, Todd moved.
Oh, thank you, Todd.
I mean,
Oh,
it's the
okay.
very end.
Okay, so say, I am not what?
Smart, good, any of those, all of those things?
All the above.
I am not smart. I am not good. I am not cute. I am not quiet.
I'm not easy.
I am not easy. So my husband doesn't have to react to that. Who's next?
Should I go up there? 'Cause
Yeah. Whoever spoke before.
all right. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
That would include you, Annette. Anyone who spoke before, come up and say, tell us what you're not.
I am not good. I am not the good one.
I'm angry.
I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm
Out of control.
judgmental.
Right.
I'm shaming. I'm disapproving. I'm complaining.
Did you start to say vindictive and pull it back?
Well, I
You
don't
said
know.
Yeah.
vindictive?
I don't know if I'm vindictive.
I like that.
I'm not vindictive. Oh, I am vindictive. Resentful.
Good.
Okay.
I'm not controlling.
No, wait.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you're
Well, what's the I am not controlling? You are not enough to substitute for everyone.
I'm not enough to substitute for everyone.
I am not enough to substitute for my father.
I am not enough to substitute for my father.
I'm not enough to substitute for men.
I'm not enough to substitute for men.
I'm not enough.
I'm not enough.
That's a big one, isn't it? What a relief that is.
I'll take it.
I am not innocent. I cause plenty of problems. I do, I cause a lot of problems.
I can even be manipulative.
I can even be manipulative.
Demanding.
Demanding.
Critical and judgmental.
Critical and judgmental.
You know, we haven't been saying, and so am I, and so can I. Can we, so am I about everything that everybody said.
So am I about everything everyone has said.
Yeah.
Not calm.
I could never be dysfunctional enough to get my dad to care for me. No matter how hard I tried.
I'm not helpless.
I'm not helpless. I'm not weak.
I'm not without resources.
I'm not without resources.
I don't need a man to rescue me.
I don't need a man to rescue me.
I can accept the support of anyone.
I can accept the support of anyone.
I'm not waiting for my father anymore.
I'm not waiting for my father anymore. In any way.
I need you.
I need all of you. And I need myself.
And so do I.
And so do I. Now, whatever you have identified for yourself as your survival strategy.
Has Elizabeth done hers?
Have I not?
Because she spoke.
I'm not.
Oh, did you speak? Did you say I'm not good?
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah, I think she did. Yeah, she did that already. Okay, everyone out there, here in this room, as you have looked at your scenario of what you have chosen to be, better than your brother.
Right. The achiever.
The achiever.
Make my parents proud.
Whatever you have tried to be, the rational one, the talented one, the cute one, the smart one.
The funny one.
The what?
The funny one.
The funny one. The neediest, the special one, the neediest one. The most demanding one. The most quiet, the most loud. Whatever it is, I want you, in this moment, we're all going to say our own, that we're going to announce to the whole world that we are not that.
I am not that.
So we're all going to say whatever it is. I am not the smartest. I am not the most talented. I am not the best. And so what?
So what?
Now, lead us.
I am meant to exist.
I am meant to exist. And I want everybody who's out there who's watching this to say these words.
From the book.
This is straight out of Living with Reality.
Page 40.
Page 40 in the current version but it will be a different page number eventually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Forget the page number.
Okay.
Okay.
So I want to start over.
Let's start over.
I am meant to exist.
I am meant to exist.
I embrace all the beneficial energies that are destined for me.
I embrace all the beneficial energies that are destined for me. Now let me explain that before we go forward. Because we have the shame of existence, which is what we're demonstrating here. That's the aspect of this chapter that we're talking about. Because we all have it, we have shame about consuming. We all know we're not these things. Not only are we insecure that we're going to be found out, which drives our egos wild to constantly prove that we are, whatever it is, but we know darn well that we aren't. But then we feel guilty for consuming resources from these tired parents that could go to siblings, that maybe should go to the whole village of people. So we feel shame about receiving anything beneficial at all. Now some of us cover up that shame through these entitlement attitudes. Well, I am the best and I should have this. But we don't believe it. Or some of us crawl up into a hole And try not to let anybody see that we're even feeding ourselves. We feel so ashamed. We cannot receive the beneficial energies that are destined for us if we feel ashamed for existing. And that makes us even more sick and more desperate. We can't take in the love that is there. If you feel guilty towards your parents for existing, then when they do give you love, you can't take it in. Because you can never compensate your mother for 9 months of carrying you in the womb. Or for either of your parents working their asses off in order to get the resources to feed you. So whether it's on the physical level, it's hard for us to accept, even when we act like we're entitled. But even more so on the emotional level, it's hard for us to take in love because we feel so guilty for being a burden. I'd like each of you to see yourself now with whatever parents you identify as your parents, whether they're step-parents or parents or extended family, whatever it looked like in your life. And now I want you to look into the same faces of those people that we've talked about, how they didn't want us, or they couldn't handle us, or we were a disappointment and we feel shame. And see those moments. For some people, they're very brief moments, I'm sad to say. For some people, there are many moments. And look at those people in the eye and take in whatever moments there were where they really loved you and shame kept you from taking it in. And do it now. It's free. And let's say together, I don't have to earn love.
I don't have to earn love.
But I do need to stop pushing it away.
But I do need to stop pushing it away.
And I need to support those who try to support me.
And I need to support those who try to support me.
All those ego games that we've created in order to earn those resources, whether they're being the better child or the most desperate child. Every one of those has made us harder to live with, harder to love. For everyone. Now what do you think of that, oh ego? You are right. You are right. I've seen it all my life. Every time I try to prove myself, I drive away love. I make other people feel bad about themselves. How can they love me when I make them feel bad about themselves? Every time I try to extract love by being the neediest, I drive love away because I am so needy that no one ever feels that they can fill me up. And they want to give up because they don't want to feel the shame of not being able to meet those needs, and so I drive them away. Yes, I may get admiration temporarily, but more I get resentment. The more I compete, the more other egos feel the need to compete with me. I see it, I know it, it's true. I can't win love by clobbering others, hurting others, demeaning others, manipulating others, even fixing others. Because they always feel the competition, the price, the separation. I don't want it anymore. I want to be part of this. I, the ego, want to say this with you, that I am meant to exist. And that I don't have to prove anything anymore, and that I too can take in beneficial energies that are destined for me, just because. So I'm ready to join you. Let's do it again.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I am meant to exist.
I am meant to exist.
I embrace all the beneficial energies that are destined for me.
I embrace all the beneficial energies that are destined for me.
If I do not embrace the beneficial energies destined for me, those energies will not fulfill their potential, and neither will I.
If I do not embrace the beneficial energies destined for me, those energies will not fulfill their potential, and neither will I.
And if I do not fulfill my potential, neither will we.
And if I do not fulfill my potential, neither will we.
And if we don't fulfill our potential, neither will you.
And if we do not fulfill our potential, neither will you. If we leave ourselves without the resources we need in order to do our job on the planet, we cannot fulfill our potential. We must accept the beneficial energies destined for us. But that is not determined by the ego, is it?
No.
The ego has decided what we need. The ego has even tried to use God as an instrument of our determining what we need and to deliver it to us. But our egos do not know what we need. Because our egos have infantile consciousness. That child who reaches out to steal the toy from the other child does not need that toy. That child needs something else. Love or attention or something that that child is not getting. When we dress ourselves up and work ourselves to death in order to buy things that we don't need, when we consume substances that comfort us instead of sustain our bodies because we're trying to be quiet or comfort ourselves or in some way cover up the pain instead of healing it. That's what our egos tell us we need, but we don't need that. We need healing. But our egos tell us that we need agreement. But what we really need is the truth. Confrontation of ourselves. The ego cannot determine what is beneficial to us because it's in infantile consciousness, it's in distorted consciousness, it's in ego consciousness. It's an aspect of us that cannot see the whole. But when we do receive what we truly need, the honesty, the support, the painful lessons, the confrontations, we grow and we become wonderful. More and more wonderful. More and more able to be at peace with ourselves and others. More and more giving. More and more loving. We aren't hungry anymore. How many of you have stayed in relationships that you should never have gotten into because the ego said you needed it? And at the end, you were devastated and more hungry. And the best we can do is to learn from that experience and move on. Elizabeth, I want you to say to your ego as you're coming onto the earth, I'm not coming onto the earth to be a star.
I'm not coming onto the earth to be a star.
I'm coming onto the earth to be humble.
I'm coming onto the earth to be humble.
And to learn.
And to learn.
Will you come with me?
Will you come with me?
Yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
I'd like each one of us to say to our egos, I did not come onto the earth to be.
I did not come onto the
Let's do it one.
Spectacular.
Yes. Why don't we do it one at a time here? We don't have that many people.
I did not come onto the earth to be spectacular.
I came to the earth to be.
I came to the earth to be humble.
And to learn.
And to learn.
Will you come with me?
Will you come with me?
What does your ego say?
Yes, I will.
I did not come onto the earth to be exceptional. I came onto the earth to be humble and to learn. Will you come with me? Yes.
I did not come onto the earth to be faultless. I came onto the earth to be humble and to learn.
Will you come with me?
Will you come with me? Yes.
I'm not sure the wording, but is it I did not come to the earth
To be a compensation.
to be a compensation? Wow, I like that word. Okay. I did not come to the earth to be a compensation. I came to be humble and to learn. Will you come with me?
Todd, do you want somebody to man the camera?
Sure.
For you?
I'll sit in the middle over here.
Okay.
Would it be easier if people came up?
Yeah.
Well, people could just come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be much easier.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then I can edit in between.
It's easier to watch too. We should get in line, those of us who prefer to go.
Do you want us to do ours in the
I did not come to the earth to be a superstar. I came to the earth to be humble and to learn.
Will you come with me?
Will you come with me?
Yes.
Are we asking our egos?
You're asking your egos. You're asking your egos, and you tune in and listen.
And then you register it.
Yeah.
Will you come with me? Okay, let me do that again. Will you come with me? Okay, thank you.
Very good.
Find it indispensable.
Yes.
I did not come to the earth to be indispensable. I came to be humble and to learn. Will you come with me? Yes.
Is my achiever? Or is it perfect? I have no idea. No.
See what comes to you now.
To be a martyr? Actually, what came to me was cross. But to be depressed, I don't know.
Is it Savior?
No, I'm wondering, I don't know how this connects to what you were thinking, but it feels like to hoard my resources. Can you connect that to something about your birth?
I was going to say not really, but I don't know, I just get a sick feeling in my stomach when I hear that.
Okay, well, I think that's a clue. Yeah.
Usually.
Remember, this is an ego defense against something. Who were you hoarding your resources from?
Brother, I don't know.
I think it's your mom.
Yeah.
Does that feel right? Is that what people think?
Absolutely.
Why? I mean, how?
Because she wanted to suck you up.
Because what? Oh, of course. Because your mother had given up on being loved.
By my dad.
Yeah, by your dad. So she wanted to get it from you. And you were afraid you were going to lose yourself.
Yeah. That's what it's saying. So what am I saying? I did not come to the earth, to this earth, to hoard my resources. I came to be humble and to learn. Will you come with me? Yes.
Good work.
To be special? To have no needs?
To have no needs, is that what she said? I don't get it.
I did not come into the earth to have no needs. I came to be humble and to learn. Will you come with me? Yes.
I'm getting to be his salvation, because I thought I had to save my mother.
To be unselfish.
No, I thought I had to save my mother.
Okay.
So I'm getting to be your salvation. I did not come to be your salvation.
To be quiet.
Quiet.
Because your mother's this
Yeah.
is Bobby's, because your mother's salvation was you being quiet.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you. I did not come to this earth to be quiet. I came to this earth to learn to be humble and to learn humility and to learn.
Wait, you have to ask your ego. Will you come with
come
me?
with me? Yes.
It's cool. You can really hear the ego is, yeah, you can. All right.
Am I like to save everyone or something? Save everyone or anyone?
Save others.
Save men.
That's so true. So like my brother and my dad. My brother and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not come to the earth to save men. Can't do that. I came to be humble and to learn. Will you come with me? Yeah.
That's relief. Is mine to be special?
Yes.
I did not come to the earth to be special. I came to the earth to be humble and to learn. Will you come with me? Yes.
Chip off the old block. Special, spectacular.
Right. Center of attention.
Superstar.
That's how you were the center of attention. It's victim.
Got it.
Oh, I'm interested to hear this one.
I did not come to this earth to be a victim. I came to be humble and to learn. Will you come with me? Yes.
I know this is the right language. I got to be a disgrace.
To force God to save me.
To force God to save me. Oh, that's it. I did not come to this earth to force God to save me. I came here to be humble and to learn. Will you come with me? Yeah.
Great.
Invisible?
I did not come to this earth to be invisible. I came to this earth to be humble and to learn. Will you come with me? Yes.
Elizabeth, have you done all yours already?
I'll bring the camera. Most of my facing the side. I didn't come to this earth to be a star. I came to this earth to be humble and to learn. Ego, will you come with me?
Now we're going to give everyone at home a moment. Do the best you can. You may have been inspired by something that someone here said. Something may come to you intuitively. Don't worry about doing it perfectly. Just do it. Now ask your egos, will you come with me, if you already haven't? And check in, go deep in yourself for the answer. Okay, James, what I'd like you to do is guide us through a meditation where we're coming down to the earth and we are conceived. And this time we are conceived with one purpose, which is to be humble and to learn.
Okay.
And see if you cannot feel in this process the relaxation of just being.
Okay, very good.
Give me just a moment.
Okay, please make yourself comfortable where you are. And this time I'd like you to simply extend your arms straight out without clenching the fist, but just extend the arms straight out, just loosely, relaxedly. And in a moment I'm going to invite you to plop them down on your lap like a wet dishcloth. And then just let that happen and then plop down into a deeper relaxedness. Okay, now. Really relaxing, really letting go. Feeling so peaceful. So relaxed. While you're in this deeply relaxed state, imagine that you're in the realm of spirit prior to conception, prior to coming in at that moment of conception. And this time, you're feeling at peace within yourself. You have no particular agendas, no ego drives to prove this or that, or be this or that. This time you're feeling very relaxed and peaceful and accepting. That you're simply accepting and allowing yourself to come in, to be humble, and to learn. Experience how that feels. As you're coming in now at the moment of conception, aware that you now are beginning to have a physical form. And you're now gestating in the womb. And some months later, you will be born into the physical world, the outside world, carrying with you the intention to be humble, to learn, to be the true self that seeks to express in the world in whatever way feels right and true to you throughout your existence. And feeling connected, feeling a sense of oneness in the womb. And this is a metaphor for your oneness with all beingness, all of life. So that when you are born, you may continue to feel that sense of connectedness with all of life, with all other beings, and to operate from that awareness. Feeling the connectedness, the oneness, and a sense that you can relax into your unfolding destiny, trusting and allowing that which to come about that is for the highest good of the whole, including yourself, and that you're able to anticipate moving through life with a greater awareness than before of the needs of the whole, the needs of the family into which you are born, the needs of the people, the other children in your environment. And as you help in the meeting of the needs of the whole, your needs are better met. Because as others in your life experience more wellness, they were able to share more wellness with you. And your wellness is nurtured as a byproduct. And imagine what your life is like moving through life in this way, carrying a perspective of the whole, the highest good of the whole, which includes yourself, and doing whatever you're intuitively guided to do that furthers that, trusting that as you further the needs of the whole being met, your needs are also met, and you're fulfilling your purpose on earth.
And say these words: I am part of everything I see.
I am part of everything I see.
I am differentiated but not separate.
I am differentiated but not separate.
There is a continuum between life and death.
There is a continuum between life and death.
I can relax into the process of living.
I can relax into the process of living.
There is nothing more to prove.
There is nothing more to prove.
Now each of you can see your ego as a very small child and go to that ego and hug it and say, do not suffer the shame of existence.
Do not suffer the shame of existence.
You were meant to be.
You are meant to be.
And there's nothing more to prove.
And there's nothing more to prove.
Please receive all the beneficial energies destined for you.
Please receive all the beneficial energies destined for you.
And as you embrace your ego, feel yourself one more time as part of the collective. And see the collective ego now with no fear. And we as a collective go to the collective ego and embrace it. And say, you were meant to exist.
You are meant to exist.
Please receive the beneficial energies destined for you.
Please receive the beneficial energies destined for you.
There is nothing more to prove.
There is nothing more to prove.
And now do something that may seem a little strange to you, but do it anyway. I'd like you to breathe in that collective ego. Just breathe it in and bring it all the way down to your navel. And feel that we are collectively doing that. That it is not too much for us. And say, you are a part of us.
You are a part of us.
But only a part.
But only a part.
And now feel arms embracing you from the heavens. The arms of the universe, the arms of God, the arms of the source, whatever you call it. Feel the arms of the universe coming down to embrace us collectively. And hear these words from the universe. You are meant to exist. There is nothing more to prove. Please receive the beneficial energies destined for you. You are part of us. We are one. And feel yourself as part of the collective of human consciousness, completely relaxed in the arms of the universe of which we are a part, knowing there is nothing more to prove. As we continue through this program, for those of you who do it, we will learn much more about our habitual patterns. We will come to understand how we are trying to change our feeling states and how that gets us into trouble. We will become more aware of the pain of disconnection and what we have done to cope with that pain without resolving it. We will talk about our addictions. We will see them. We will do platform 1, which is we will become oneness. Platform 2, which is becoming differentiated. We will learn platform 3 and be able to practice it, which is becoming co-creative. Platform 4, becoming mutually supportive, asking only for that which is for the highest good of all. We will go on after we have changed our relationship to the universe into a place of oneness, co-creation, mutual support, differentiation. We will then go on to the next 3 platforms of our program. We will become self-aware. We will become integrated, including the integration of our egos. We will become accountable, which means not only that we will learn to make amends properly for the damage we do without shame, but we will also loosen the grip of the dark side, of the negative energies that stop us from regulating the flow of our energy so that we can stop the behaviors that cause us and others pain and distress. And in those ways, we will dramatically alter the way that we relate to ourselves. And then we will come to the final 2 platforms of our program. Becoming not knowing. Letting go of our obsessive need to pretend that we know. Letting go of agendas and beliefs, coming into a place of emptiness so that we can go on to platform 9, which is to become becoming, where we learn how to live life as a transformational moment, as a journey to an unknown destination, going from one transition to the next, guided by higher consciousness. And so we will learn how to relax into the process of living. And we will do all of this together. And in the process, we will be learning many tools and techniques for self-healing and helping others. But for those of you who get off the train at this stop, who do not go further with us on this particular path, we wish you well. We thank you for joining us in our collective healing, because we are one. And we trust that whatever you do will benefit us, as together we participate in the evolution of consciousness itself. And that the miracle that is promised in living with reality, that the ego will be twice born, and that we will become agents of divine consciousness rather than of the ego, will be manifest on this earth as long as we do our part. We will come to understand what our part is and be at peace with it no matter what we have done. We will release shame and come into appreciation of our struggle and even, yes, our mistakes, because they were all destined to be just as we were, because we are all one consciousness in the process of evolution. We will not return to the amorphous blob, but we will feel the unity that we once did, simultaneous to our individuality. We will evolve. The ego evolves. The dark side itself will evolve. And the universe will evolve. When you finish this program today, whether you're here in person or you watch this 10 years from now, you can know that you have participated in the evolution of consciousness because there is no time or space. You may find yourself experiencing some backlash. Oh my God, what did I do? What did I say? That's not true. The ego may go jabber, jabber, jabber. You may find yourself rushing to the refrigerator and sticking your face in a chocolate cake. So what? The negative programs that have dominated us grew moment by moment, step by step, decision by decision, one day at a time. So will our healing. Right now, our negative habits are like the Grand Canyon. And our positive habits are like a trickle. But keep feeding the trickle till it becomes a stream, till it becomes a river, till it becomes the Grand Canyon, till it becomes the norm. Know that we as individuals are tremendously impacted by the collective consciousness. As we do our part and as other people change, it will get easier. But someone has to start. Someone has already started, those who came before us. We pick up the baton. We continue the relay. We pass it on to the next generation until our collective becomes well. Until we hope future generations are born into higher consciousness. And they think, what was wrong with those people? They lived in the Dark Ages. What were they thinking? And we should be happy that that day will come, that they will consider it normal. Just as the people who were born today consider it unthinkable that women do not have the right to vote. Although there are some places where that's still true. But that is not the norm. That is not what our consciousness tells us. That it is unthinkable to enslave people, even though there is still slavery. But that the collective consciousness begins to see oneness consciousness as normal. And that when people are not in oneness consciousness, but are in that separation consciousness, they look at that person and say, what is the problem? What pain are you feeling that you are separating today? That we begin to think of it as an anomaly, as something that's off, instead of it's the habit. It's the way it is. It is hard to fight City Hall, isn't it? So let's throw the bombs out. Let's become City Hall. Let's let one consciousness, oneness consciousness, become predominant on this earth. And for everyone, it will be so much easier. We are all transitional people. We are all stuck with one foot in the ego and one foot in higher consciousness if we're lucky. And what of it? That's our job. How divine it is that we make any effort at all. Future generations will thank us if we succeed. If we don't, they'll think we were a bunch of kooks. Or, more likely, we won't exist to worry about. But that's okay too, because no matter what happens, our contribution is a contribution to the evolution of consciousness itself. Because if you go back to the myth of creation, everything came from the amorphous blob. Not just the earth, but the heavens and the earth, the planets, the stars, the cosmos. We live in a big universe. We are just a part. And we are part of the evolution of all. Let's be awed. Let's be inspired. Let's be confident. Let's be patient and compassionate with ourselves. Let's break tradition.
Yes.
Yes. Let us close. Do they need to come out, or do you feel like everyone is quite...
I would like to invite everybody to feel grounded in your physical body by wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers, taking a deep breath, and just affirming that I am fully present in my body now. And open your eyes and be fully present in the room as we now do the closing.
We ask the divine consciousness, whatever consciousness is greater than ourselves, the higher power, the higher consciousness, God, the source, Buddha, whatever is out there, be with us as we are with you. We are one with you. We are moving forward. We have faith, no matter how things look, because we have one another. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.